Hello and welcome to Uniform Health, the fitness channel that takes a holistic approach to diet and exercise. So today I'm going to talk about the differences between bodybuilders and powerlifters. Both are utilizing very similar principles of exercise, and a lot of them seem to be completely different from one another in their physical characteristics. So, and they have significantly different goals. But if you're going to try and tell me that a bodybuilder is huge, has huge muscles because they're utilizing fast twitch muscle fibers, and then therefore they're larger, but then you go ahead and tell me the same thing about a powerlifter, they're also using explosive low rep ranges. So the issue is that, and there's several, but the differentiation of those particular cells. So there's a certain number of fast twitch muscle fibers that you have, and you could solicit a response that would actually cause hyperplasia opposed to hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is the growth of a particular muscle cells. Hyperplasia is the differentiation or the increase in number of those particular muscle fibers. Now, bodybuilders will actually, the elite ones, will actually include a higher repetition but still yet fast motion in order to recruit specifically the fast twitch muscle fibers. I feel as though when you're recruiting them and you're actually going beyond, so they're tired, they're exhausted, right? And you go on and try and recruit that particular muscle fiber, you're stimulating the same nerve endings that would try and motor units that would try and recruit that fast twitch muscle fibers, but they're exhausted. You end up recruiting the slow twitch muscle fibers. However, because you're trying to recruit the fast twitch, you're causing more demand to go to that fast twitch than it has. So therefore, it says, well, I have these muscle fibers, they're not working, so clearly I just need to make more muscle fibers to get the work done that needs to be made. So hyperplasia occurs because you're soliciting a response that needs more fast twitch muscle fibers. So by utilizing this higher rep range, yet utilizing a fast motion, therefore you get hyperplasia. That said, you look at powerlifters, their motion is quick, short, and short-lived. So yes, they're using explosive efforts, but because they're not utilizing it in such a way that would cause hyperplasia, they have respectively smaller, less defined muscles, yet are much more powerful, respectively, into what they're doing. Also, they sometimes utilize some of their girth in what they're doing, whether that be a power clean or what have you, and that is respective to their overall weight. So, and the last bit here as well is something called, well, a motor unit, like I was explaining before. What causes you to be stronger opposed to weaker is, for one, the amount of muscle tissue you have, but for two, how you can recruit that muscle tissue. And that's going to be dependent upon how many motor units, how many neural connections you have with your muscle fibers. The more connected your tissue is, the stronger the response is going to be when you actually try to activate it. So, if you look at a bodybuilder, they, in my opinion, don't activate the proper, or they don't solicit the proper response to get a complete activation of all their motor units. Whereas a bodybuilder will actually utilize more isometric isometric contraction. So if you were, in my opinion, doing an isometric exercise and you are trying your absolute hardest to push as hard as you can, you're going to solicit a multitude of muscle fibers, and you're going to solicit them so strongly and for such an extended period of time or whatever that it's going to build more muscle motor units around that specific area. Also, there is a element of that particular motor unit not only being more diverse throughout the cell, but also cross-linking over to other muscles. So one motor unit can actually doubly activate muscle fiber tissue. So these are the reasons why I feel like are most differentiate a power lifter from a bodybuilder. I mean, you can also go into cutting and that stuff, but that's for a different video, and basically that's all I wanted to say. So thank you very much for listening to me. Tell me wrong, tell me I'm an idiot, but thanks for watching. Psych! I forgot to add that our body has a differentiation of muscle fiber, fast twitch and slow twitch, different ratios. That's based upon genetic factors, but also what the muscle is. Say something like your calf muscle, that actually has more slow twitch muscle fibers than, say, your chest muscles. Because of the genetic factors and the way we've evolved, particularly our calf muscles are always responding in a slow manner and for endurance factors. So they are smaller, or they have more slow twitch muscle fibers. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like people say that higher repetitions actually cause the calf muscles to grow. It's because higher, more endurance leveled exercise will solicit a response specifically orientated to that slow twitch muscle fiber. That said, the slow twitch muscle fiber again is smaller, but because there's more of that fiber and you're utilizing it in the proper manner, it solicits a stronger response. That said, there's still slow twitch muscle fibers or fast twitch muscle fibers in your calf muscles, so you can do a combination, maybe a 25 fast repetitions and then a 25%, if you could say, 25% orientated fast twitch muscle fibers and 75% slow twitch muscle fibers for your calf muscles. Now, that's just my basis for that particular why that may be that higher repetitions work. There's also sensitivity of receptors and activation that has a huge role in how a muscle develops. And so if you want to look into that, you're getting into a little bit more than I currently know, but when I do know more, I'll let you know. Alright, thank you.